the silent city. Clawing spires, broken domes, and steeples at odd angles, leaning at odd angles, surround the huge citadel. At the foot of the causeway, a giant statue lies prone and motionless, its surface gleaming with rime. I can only assume that it's this, if only because there's nothing else that appears to be that.
To meet a new friend, even though Agony seems to have always have a need of so many. I mean, they're in defense of Duggan's Hole to make sure all the refugees isn't going to destroy that place and get all the dragon steak. Actually, that's true. How high above the city are we into? Are we seeing it? Does it actually look like a city, or does it look like something else from our perspective?
You were able to see it as you walk down because
Okay.
the ice bridge you're on uh, opens up at the tunnel, which is level with this part of the spire. But yeah, so you've got a whole bunch of little places of interest around you. I've marked the first five. The first one you're already at, so whatever.
Skiff would have this his bow because this is really different and alien in architecture, similar to what they've seen already. But he feels like if there's anything still alive here that it would want to kill them, this is their native turf. So he has his bow ready as usual, and he would just follow the other two.
That's fair. Um, so oh, all right, fair enough. So the statue that's dead, Professor Orb, who I believe you still have with you, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
holding them.
So Professor Orb actually has a comment on that. Um, the broken statue is actually a tomb tapper. Not sure how it died, but it doesn't appear to have died a long time ago. But yeah. So I guess I'll give you the handout so you can see this lovely specimen. Yeah, so uh-huh. All right, so which way did you go? Heading over to 5. Okay. 5. God, there's so much. Let's see. When you get to that particular building, I'll move the the animals eventually, but for now, yeah. So the building, uh, a portcullis sits askew in this in a 40-foot wide, 30-foot tall archway, serving as the only entrance to this square building. Let's see. When you actually get to the building, a maze of cell-lined corridors fill this area.
And the cells are all empty.
Let's see. All the cell doors, uh, they are made of iron with small barred windows set into them at eye level. They appear to have frozen bodies of prisoners who have died here. There is one person in the prison that is still alive.
Did he say anything? He's trying to call an house to us?
I don't know, do you? That that's your cue, Sai.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you got interaction now. People showed up. A weird hodgepodge of a tiefling,
Wait, I'm
two
in a
different
prison?
well, I mean, you were exploring the prison when they showed up.
Oh, I thought you meant like I was in a cell. I was like, what?
I mean, you could be in a cell if you wanted. It's not like it could stop you.
Would any of the cells be like open already?
None of them appear to already be open.
Oh, okay. Well then yeah, I
Yeah.
guess he's just like standing there.
What does he look like?
Well, you see that picture down there? He looks kind of like that, except like there's kind of like he's got like scales on him though that kind of look like he looks like he doesn't have a shirt on, but it's scales really that's there.
Since you're new, I'm going to give you an option, A or B.
What? I don't like that. That sounds like a death trap. Can I go with C?
Unfortunately, it's either A or B.
Okay, let's go with B.
B. All right, cool. Oh, that's not bad. Oh, that's the wrong tab. There we go. Now I just have to find them. A, B, C, C, O. There you are. They are not going to be to scale when I put them on the map. You have seen these before. So with that, you you guys can start introducing each other while I set up the encounter.
Oh damn.
If only because these guys don't show up just yet.
Okay, so when he sees you guys, he just kind of like stares and goes, "Oh, people."
Zan would be interested in Lysander, because as you said, so you're shirtless.
Yeah.
If you described it
Zan would take.
correctly, Sai, if I'm wrong, correct me, but you said you wanted the character to be, looks like they're shirtless, like they are shirtless, but they have scales in the pattern as if they did have a shirt.
Yes.
Oh, that wouldn't be that.
I mean, you
Because
could
it
Although
wouldn't,
it
it
wouldn't
wouldn't,
look.
yeah, it wouldn't immediately be obvious that you are shirtless then, just so you know.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
if
yeah.
you're
That's
up
the thing. That you wouldn't
close
be obviously sure.
and if you're an elf of some sort, you'd probably definitely realize that there is a nipple showing or two.
Oh,
Oh shit, wait, are we streaming?
Well, I mean, it's proficiency in perception, but it's not like you're an elf. You're an air genasi.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like, if you got a high perception, man, yeah, you see them, like, from far away. They look really nice. But anyway,
Zan would take notice
how do you
and
guys
introduce
react to
himself.
him?
Skiff would just eye Lysander warily, not dropping his bow.
Well, Zan lets his guard down immediately because it's all like, no one this handsome could possibly be bad person.
Um, he, he notices some of y'all are a little hostile, so he puts his hands up and goes, "What's the meaning of this? I'm just walking around, and looks like you guys are too. So no need for hostility. Do I look like them?"
No, but those do. As you guys are going through this explanation, do I look like them? To which at least one of you notices, no, but those do. As two cold light walkers enter the room. What was your character's name? Lysander?
Lysander, I don't even know why I chose that name. Let me Google
Like
it
the
real quick.
villain in Gen 6, that's right.
Yep,
No,
definitely. Today's just a Pokemon day. All right, anyway.
that's why I
Um,
wanted to change it.
that you can change it. Um, so for now, you don't recognize these things if you as you have not encountered them yet. However, the rest of the party has encountered these before. Roll initiative.
Wait, are those like are the deer that big or like?
So here's the fun thing about this. They don't have a giant boar token in this, and I didn't feel like trying to find one.
I thought a giant boar was
Uh,
just large.
um, uh, oh yeah, so
Okay. Yeah, it's
I need to pull a little shrinky dink. Give me a second. Eat a mini mushroom there, buddy. So more like that, right? And then your badger and your regular boar are the two out in front. Um, so I'll assume so, just because I don't feel like trying to make a token that tiny. Alrighty then. Okie doke. That's fair. So it looks like it's gonna go Skiff, Zan, Lysander, Agony pulling up the rear because the Cold Light Walkers, if they somehow get a turn, go between Liss and Agony. So Skiff, what are you gonna do?
attack the top one.
Sounds good.
I'll roll an initiative to get 2 out of my 3 attacks out of the way. Uh, does a 15 hit?
15 does hit.
Okay, they both hit then.
Yep.
20 and then 19.
Sounds good.
I'm guessing a 10 does not hit though.
10 does not hit, but you know what?
But I can use my bonus action for curving air to try to hit the other one though.
Yeah. I was also gonna say it's not an at one though. So
I'm guessing a 22 hits though
yes, a 22 will hit the other one.
for 22 damage.
Curse of 22s.
Hey, that's a good curse to have, okay?
I'll agree with that. All right. Anything else? Because that was 2 attacks and a bonus action.
He'll move a little more behind other. Yeah, he'll move a little behind other people and then end turn.
All right, Zan, you're up.
That's as far as my 50 movement can take me, which I could, bonus for more movement, but it's all like that. Well, how are they looking? At least the one
Uh,
that got most of the hits.
the top one looks like its clothes are significantly more tattered than the bottom one.
I would hope.
Also, just because she hasn't had a chance to see these, I'm going to
Wait,
re-up
how big are these boxes? Like is it 5
5 foot
still?
squared.
5.
Oh, okay.
It's almost like a very consistent thing for our sessions. On average, unless it says otherwise, it's always 1 square equals 5 feet.
Okay.
Yep,
Oh, that's a flashlight.
there are very few maps that have meddled with that particular logic, so we generally just stick to it.
So, could we capture one of those?
Um,
Oh,
not
okay.
technically, they are.
It just they look like a flashlight, and that'd be so cool. Like imagine like putting their skull on your
They're
staff
not a
or
skull. They
something.
don't have bones. They're just like light
Oh,
inside of clothing.
Yep.
oh,
Speaking of, they produce bright light for 20 feet and dim light for an additional 20 feet. Um, I think so.
uh, real quick. So, how come I don't have mage armor
Because you have it baked in from your ancestry.
with
You,
10
you
AC? I don't think so.
then manually do it because the character master didn't do it right. Then you should have 13 plus dex because of your dragon ancestry.
Oh shit.
I don't know what. Yeah. Yeah, but you can always manually. It's not that hard. That particular figure isn't that hard to change.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Yeah, I can fix it.
Yeah, I forget what your dex is, but whatever your modifier is plus add it to 13, and
So
that's your AC.
16 AC. That's sexy.
By the way, just going to throw this out there. If you manually edit it on the sheet itself, it reverts. If you go under the settings tab, the little gear icon, and you go to custom AC and modify it there, you can change it.
Okay.
So for that one, custom AC, you would modify the 10 to a 3 because of your draconic ancestry, and then change the one of the nuns to dexterity, and that should fix your AC. All right, so is that as
I'm not
much as
gonna.
you're gonna do?
Yeah, I'm for distance at least. I won't bone it. I'll do the more damaged one.
Told the dead.
Yes.
Alrighty then. Consider it told. Go ahead and roll your damage. Oh, it does it automatically. Okay, never mind then. Let's see. So minus 14. Boom. And you said you hit the more damaged one, right?
Yes, the more damaged one.
All
And
right,
actually,
cool.
because I'm not going to use my extra movement action. I won't go all the way that far. I'll go less far.
All right, fair enough. Anything else?
That's it.
Alrighty then. I believe that puts it to Liz.
Yes, for maybe.
So, what would you like to do?
Okay. So I'm kind of confused here. These little purple thingies, right?
So, the little purple dots are indicating who they are controlled by.
Oh, that would make so much sense. Okay, I was like, why are there so many
Yeah,
things?
I gave everybody a particular dot so that they could control the different owl bears and stuff on their own turns. Um, yeah.
Okay, I was like, are we fighting 6 out bears?
No, so that blue box is like my little token hoard. That way I don't have to keep going to the map. Several of these tokens have multiple colors and stuff because like the one that's both blue and purple
Yeah.
is the sentient owl bear, whereas all of the others are just regular snowy owl bears. And then like one of them has the ability to pick up this giant elk from, I forget whether it's a summon or an item, but so I grab it frequently and stuff like that.
Okay,
So
so which one have we been attacking? I was reading my spells.
the northernmost cold light walker. So this one. That's the one that which you notice them and then the people you were just talking to immediately become hostile to the glowy boys.
Okay, so this might wait, hold on. Wait, I gotta like measure some stuff real quick. Hold on. There's so many spells. Okay, I'll move forward a little bit.
Sure.
Wait, I think I'm gonna move here. No, one more. Okay. I guess technically two more. I don't want to step on your pets.
All right. I'll mark the badger with green.
Okay, I would like to do chain lightning on the top one and maybe like, zap the second one too.
So that's a deck save from each of them.
I gotta find it again. Hold on.
Oh,
Probably. That sounds right.
don't worry about it. It's you're hitting them both. The highest they got was a 3.
Well,
So yeah. Let's see that lightning of the chain variety.
what friggin' level is chain light? Oh, there it is.
That level apparently.
There's like so many spells. I'm not used to
No,
this. Okay.
lightning bolt is a third tier spell. Chain lightning, I want to say is
6.
5th, 6. Okay,
Yeah.
so they're both taking 40 damage,
Yay.
which is that's a lot of damage.
Yay. I killed a
Um,
guy.
you did, and you hear this incredible ear-piercing shriek as the light from within bursts out in a blinding flash, and then the clothes drop to the ground, and the shriek disappears as the light fades.
Nice.
If you want, you can move back because I don't think you've used up all of your movement.
No, I only used 10, 15? 15.
Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20 to get to where you were, unless you were not in line with. Were you in line with Skiff originally?
I have no idea where I was.
In line with where Zan was? So 5, 10, yeah, 15. So 15 could put you back where you were.
Okay, where is that? Here. Cool beans. I helped.
Ta da! You did help. All right, so it's turn. Hey, Zan,
Yep,
it's going to attack you.
I figured.
Oh,
I got 19 AC. Does it hit me?
So the highest it rolled was an 11.
So no.
So no. It attacked you twice and missed both times. Yep. And I mean, those attacks do a lot of damage if they connect. The issue being, you know, the connecting part. So that is it for its turn. So that puts it to Agony. You're gonna charge in with the boar. All right. Oh yeah, I need to boop. Yes. This is gonna go well. Oh, it actually passed. It is not, but it still takes that 6, doesn't it? Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure the charge attack you did adds on to the Tusk attack when you do that. S- Yep. Surprisingly, it's not dead yet, although it is regretting. Well, to be fair, it is regretting unlife decisions. 15 does hit. You don't even need to roll damage. Uh, Once again, with a shriek and a blinding light, you guys hear an ear-piercing, horrifying scream, and then when the light fades, the clothes are laying in a bundle on the ground.
Can
Can
I
we
try?
take the clothes?
Yeah, sure.
They're tattered, useless clothes, but okay.
And
Can I try to retrieve arrows? I don't have that many left.
Uh,
Yeah,
how many arrows?
3, but everyone counts. I don't. There isn't actually an arrow vendor in this cave.
You managed to find. You managed to get all 3 back.
Nice. Like I had 100 when we left town initially, but it's been a while since we were in town.
Yeah, y'all haven't y'all haven't been to town since the Chartland Dragon. Alrighty then. Uh, yeah. All right. And I will move your animal companions up with you. So, um, Liz hasn't had a chance to explore much of anything around here, although you did find Area 3 kind of entertaining for a bit, as you saw a couple of people die in there for wandering in without knowing. Um, this prison block isn't exactly what you'd call hospitable or interesting. Um, uh, let's see. Uh, so they entered into the arena. An electric dome overtook them, and then when they panicked and attempted to leave, the dome fried them.
jeez. I'm not actually sure. I've
Uh,
been walking a long time. I've been places, but it's so big, you know.
there was one place you really hadn't gotten to yet in the prison, and that was the infirmary. But you managed to explore basically all of the cells and found useless, uh, nothing bodies, nothing of any interest, at least not to anybody who isn't a scholar. Professor Orb is having a lot of fun going, oh my god, this is what they gave the prisoners back in the time when this prison was still operational.
I think Professor Orb's kind of a history nerd.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, to be fair, he spent all of his unlife studying this, so. Yeah, so yes and no. He is a soul imprisoned in the orb.
So, like, wait, are y'all just holding this orb out? Like,
Yeah, I am.
okay, well then, Lysander points to it and goes, "What the hell is that?"
Oh,
Meet Dr.
hello.
Orb.
I
Skiff,
am
yeah.
Professor Orb. At least that's what you can call me. No one seems to be able to pronounce my actual name, but
Oh,
that
what?
doesn't particularly matter.
What's your name? I love names.
Okay, let's see if I can find it. Was it this one? No. This one?
Oh, I'm making you actually find it.
There it
Cool.
is. No, it was not that one. It was this one. Now I have to find I3. Okay, that should be easy. Oh God, why did you? Okay, Professor Scantavius Bartholomew the Third.
Scantavius Bartholomew the Third.
Yes, and I will.
That's so. Like,
I'm Zandius. Everyone just calls me Zan.
Skiff just shrugs and just still eyes the orb and Lysander and just, he respects Lysander's power, so he doesn't point it at him, but he doesn't feel like they're completely out of danger yet, so he's always on like some kind of alert and has an arrow ready to shoot.
um, can I touch him?
I don't know what you'd gain from doing so, but I don't mind.
No, I meant Skip.
Lysander's gonna wants to walk up. It's like it's like you can't really see Skiff that much because he's like he's like in full on like winter gear to make sure the cold doesn't hurt him. And yeah, even over half his face is covered with like the wrapping of the outfit. Um, but he's a kind of like rough mercenary type where you're like, if he could stare you down, you'd be like, oh, okay, I'll listen to you. Kind of, he gives that he gives off that kind of vibe in a slightly intimidating way, but he can't actually talk, so you can touch him, but he wouldn't possibly verbally react well.
Okay, well, he's still going to touch you, and he's also going to cast Dragon's Breath on you and tell you that you can be a cool fire breather now.
You can't tell because you can't see all of his face, but from his eyebrows and eyes, he gives you the real life facial expression if a hyphen underscore hyphen were a thing.
Lysander's just weird like that, okay?
And Skiff was weird like that. I'm aware.
He's not even going to try to do it. It's totally
He
fine.
knows where his strength lies, and it's not in melee.
He could be grilling hot dogs right now with his mouth.
He doesn't care. He refocuses on his bow and probably like points at any direction where you guys hear some ambient environmental sound kind of thing.
Okay. And then Zan. What race are you again?
High elf.
Oh, I was guessing earlier when I said that. And then Agony is a demon looking thing. What is that? It's a tiefling. Okay. Cool beans. All right. I'm gonna like try and memorize everybody's names, but I suck at names. But I mean it's at the bottom too, so I'll be fine. Also, are we agreeing that Lysander's nickname is now Liss?
Are you asking as a player or a character?
Oh, just like out of character, because like that's okay. Well, whatever works for y'all.
Skiff wouldn't call her anything anyway. Him,
Oof.
sorry.
So anyways, he doesn't tell you guys his name. But yeah. Uh See, that's kind of hard to tell. It's huge and in all these different alleyways and corners and dark spaces. I don't know. I'm just walking. I don't even know how long I've been down here.
Oh, okay. Cool beans. So there was one room in the prison that you hadn't gotten to before the rest of the party showed up, and that was the infirmary. It
Oh
in
shit.
in the prison is just, you hadn't gotten that far into the prison before the party showed up. Oh, it's in Y5 where you guys currently are. It's just a room in that area. Um and while you guys were doing your introductions, I was reading all about it because there's almost as much about this single room as there is several other areas in this particular dungeon. Yeah.
Well, should we
Um
keep exploring then? Like the prison, I mean.
Alrighty. Uh so eventually you stumble upon the infirmary. Peering through the gap in a collapsed wall, you see a 15-foot square infirmary in disarray. With an operating table in the middle of the room, leather straps extend from one side of the table into the air above its surface and fasten to the other side. The shape suggests that something or someone invisible is lashed to this table.
Oh, wait, is it like a ghost is there? Like an invisible shape?
You'll have to interact with it to know for sure.
Can we just touch it? I mean, like Santa would just touch it, just no hesitation. Go up to it and like wave his fingers through the void that I guess that the space is.
You make contact with something, but it's invisible. Nope.
Oh,
It feels almost like clothing, and it feels stiff, like someone used too much starch on a work shirt kind of thing. Or maybe it's clothing. It's got the texture of clothing, but the rigidity of stone.
um, can I use identify on the shape?
Unfortunately, without being able to, I guess, see what you're interacting with, it doesn't seem like you'd be able to use identify. If you could remove the invisibility, you might be able to identify it.
That removes curses and removes very particular things. I don't think it removes invisibility.
Oh, dispel magic? Is that something that we could use here?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Oh, well, yeah, let's do it.
All right, go ahead and roll your spellcaster check.
Oh, it's a high level spell then.
Oh, that's not it. Shit. How do I do that?
Uh, so the DC, let's see. So for each spell of fourth level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. So it's literally a D20 plus, in this case, your charisma modifier.
What? Wait. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Unfortunately, an 8 will not do it.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Oh, I would like to try again, please.
Okay.
Um, I have one of those stupid little thingies I have. I can re-roll it or something.
Hmm.
Help me out, Saws. Which one is it?
For what?
Oh, here we go. I'm gonna use one sorcery point to re-roll it.
Okay.
How?
It says it right there. I can re-roll it. Magical guidance. There we go.
All right. Let's see what you got.
Just trust the process.
Significantly better, but unfortunately not good enough.
Oh, damn, that sucks. Okay.
You could always attempt to cast the spell again if you have the spell slots for it,
I can do that. Oh.
or you could cast it at higher level.
Uh.
So here's the thing. Um, Note the DC is equal to 10 plus the spell's level. When you cast Dispel Magic at levels higher than third tier,
Yeah.
uh, it it ignores the check if you meet or beat the DC. So, as an example, if it's a ninth tier spell, the DC would be 10 plus 9. So you would need to roll a 19 casting it at third tier. But if you cast your Dispel Magic at ninth tier, it ignores the check. So if you
Oh.
wanted to try and cast Dispel Magic at a higher tier and see if you could guess correctly what the tier
Okay.
of the spell is to ignore the check, then you could try that. Or you could just cast it at third tier again if you really wanted to and roll to see.
How about let's try casting at seventh tier.
Seventh tier. All right. Casting it at seventh tier, you managed to dispel the magic.
Noise.
Okay. Do, 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 do. A thin, middle-aged man with with a sallow complexion, one blue eye and one green eye, and a streak of silver hair in his long jet black hair. Um, appears suspended on the table. Um, After you dispel it, he blinks several times, looks around the room, sees you guys. Oh, um, hi? Uh, let's see. Why couldn't you put his name next to his description, please? It would be, but as we have come to realize, that is not the Dungeons and Dragons way. Yep. Um, so Zan, you have
Yes.
the speak any language ability for
Yes.
monk, right?
I can't read
You're
any
the only one.
language, but I can speak it.
You're the only one who understands him. You
Okay.
and Professor Orb are the only two who understand him. Professor Orb identifies to the rest of the people that this particular person appears to be speaking Loras, the now long dead language of the Netherese. Um, let's see. So you asked who he is. He then switches to common and introduces himself as Xerophon, which I will again put the name in chat, just like I did with Professor Orb. Let's see.
Perhaps the table he's lying on is very comfy.
It is far from it, and if you wouldn't mind helping me off of it, I was imprisoned here by my master who framed me for the murder of his wife.
Sounds a little too dramatic for me.
It did to me as well until I was imprisoned here. It seems as though they were going to, but something interrupted it. Out of curiosity, where are the guards and why are you here? I would, if you wouldn't mind helping me off this table. Fiddling with the straps on the side, eventually you manage to undo them. The material they're made out of appears to be tougher than the normal leather straps you guys are used to in prisons, in modern day prisons. As he slides off the table, a little unsteady, he manages to get his bearings. Um, I'm not familiar with this as they didn't bring me here. Uh, they blindfolded me to bring me here so I couldn't escape properly. How do we get out of here? All right. So leading him out back through the prison, he looks around and you can just see his face both aghast at the absolute travesty that is the condition that this place is in and a little I get what's the word I'm looking for? Not happy. Um, Words fail me. He feels like he's been vindicated because the people who did this to him are, shall we say, uh, dead. No, I don't think it is. Um, I can't thank you enough for rescuing me from that absolutely missile awful place. Um, I can help you out as I'm relatively familiar with the city. Um, is there anywhere you're trying to go? Anything you're trying to do here? That name is unfamiliar to me. But if anything, generally that would mean they'd want to be in the center spire. Unfortunately, you can't just go in there. You have to enact the rite. What did he call it again? The Arcane Octad Rite. Rite of the Arcane Octad. Um, so he's, huh? Yes, I'm actually very familiar with it. So he marks, I think I used that color. Close enough. He marks that one. All right. He marks that one. That. Um, Over here. And that. So he basically indicates these spires surround these, well, 2, 4, 6 spires surrounding the tower, and indicates that you'll have to enter and perform the rite in each one of those in order for you to progress.
Sounds easy enough,
One,
Life
two,
says.
three, 4, 5. Wait. Oh, 8 spires because it's that one. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which one did I not mark? Oh, there it is.
Which one's the closest?
To where you currently are, spire number 4.
Skiff, as soon as he gives that information in common and Skiff can understand him, he nods in acknowledgement and appreciation for the information and immediately starts
Ah,
heading that way.
there we go. We're back. Actually,
What? Character
Didn't
tortures people?
didn't Agony already get a lot of torture tools in like the other castle?
And
thought
you
she-
have
I thought
torture tools?
I thought she had chains already.
Okay, I'll be back in just a second.
Maybe I should have expected
You
that,
re-
given
yeah,
her name is Agony.
yeah. I don't think Agony didn't really explain things as would Agony have told Lysander that her god is like the god of torture and pain? Oh, yeah, the armor has the insignia, huh?
Dang, that's crazy. Like, I mean, like your character tortures people.
Sadomasochist, right?
So you're saying if I lose my HP, is your character gonna laugh? Wait, are you the
Yeah.
healer?
Damage
Uh
soaker.
yeah.
You're the damage soaker / healer, but
I'm also the healer.
that's crazy.
Wait, yeah,
But
paladin.
I punch you to heal you.
Oh my
And that
god!
we work as a really good team. Is that I punch Agony to heal Agony.
Oh Jesus!
Or just bitch slap her.
That's so funny. How many do you have? Again?
Is this a conversation we're having like toward the nearest spire? Where Agony just like talks all about your others. Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
I don't see why not by this point.
is Zan like? How cute is Zan?
Like
I have a
Abercrombie.
better picture. My picture isn't very good. The only thing too is because it's cold here. That's I'm kind of wondering how you're so only wearing scales. Because then I had to. Zan would normally is not. This is not what he normally wears.
Whoa.
He's only wearing this much covering is because it's cold here and he can't handle
The
the
dragon
cold.
affinity is to silver.
Yes.
Resistance to cold itself.
So like he's just
Ah,
chilling, man. It's like he's walking on the beach, you know.
Technically, cold weather environment issues are different than cold damage, but whatever.
Hey, stop it.
I'll send you a picture of the main thing is his character is based on my World of Warcraft character.
Oh, I do lots of fire damage, y'all too. So like, we can like huddle up by a fire and get real close. Uh, I don't mean like that. Like I didn't mean it to be like sound. I
All right,
meant
I'm back.
like get to know each other. Oh my god, that sounds
I think
even
Zan would be
worse.
fine if it were the other way too.
Really, that's the main thing. It's eyebrows, eyebrows.
Eyebrows?
Let me see this picture.
I know I'm working on it. I
Eyebrows.
gotta find it.
Ah.
Yeah, Lysander learned Agony's god.
Wait, but you didn't tell me what the god was.
Yeah, what's their name?
Never heard of them. Time to Google. Oh, I love how I could like sound that out and it was the right spelling. So I love D&D so much.
Yeah.
The Maiden of Pain. I don't need to read any further. Okay. And this is that the symbol? A whip? A nine tails?
cat of nine tails.
Like tattoos or the.
An emblem on the chest piece.
Oh, okay. I'm actually really upset right now.
So am I.
Saws, listen. You know how I'm always like, that name was in Harry Potter.
Sure.
Apparently, Lysander's also in Harry Potter. I can't get away from it.
Pokemon, Harry
No,
Potter.
you can't. You really can't seem to.
You know what I'm upset about?
What?
They didn't
Hustle?
give this guy a token.
Oh.
So we can travel with a goat. A goat was good enough for Oriana.
Do they have a goat? Hold on.
They should have a They had to go really early on. We had to we dealt with goats in a cave. That's where we found our special statue.
Ha ha! A goat!
And they were faking as one.
The frost druids had mountain goat.
What's the difference?
So we would have headed towards the nearest spire to start the process.
So that would be Dissen. Alright, so fun times. The tower reaches upward like a talon, its stone studded in chiseled runes. A blue light shines from its highest window, being all the way up here. It is a window. Let's see.
Skiff would be probably get there first, but he would be by the door and just like guarding it because he doesn't like the idea that they got jumped by some clothing that like the undead before. Like they took care of him, but he still doesn't want to be caught unawares.
Oh, there's no grid.
Nope, it's a really big city.
Yeah. So there are runes covering the entirety of the outside of this tower. Yes. The question is, do they know though?
What?
You mean the guy who knew this town just happens to know of them, but not truly about them?
To be fair, he did say he was a servant. So,
Ah,
yeah. Like he knows about the towers. That's not to say he knows all of the ins and outs of them. With that said, Professor Orb managed to find something very interesting, but as he is merely an orb, he can't do anything about it. As he indicates that he found a glyph that everybody should be aware of, but unfortunately, due to his inability to interact with it, he can't stop it.
Oh.
Based on what I know, this glyph is the symbol for insanity. I don't know what the trigger conditions are for it, but if this glyph goes off, it could spell trouble for anybody affected by it.
Can I try disabling it?
Let's see. Oh god, why does this spell have such a long description? Okay.
It's like instructions for each like type of glyph that you put up because I had that same spell for my bard.
Mm-hmm. You can attempt to, but failure to actually disable it will end up having it trigger.
um, it's what radius is it?
Well, he just points out the symbol on the wall. You don't know what the actual radius of the spell is,
Oh,
because
oh, okay.
unless you happen to have that spell on this
Nah,
character.
not on this one.
Can I Arcana check to to try to help at all?
Sure, depending on the DC is going to be.
Not low.
Yeah, I was about to say the DC is relatively high, but if you manage to pass, I'll say that.
20.
Uh, okay, so Skiff got it. Liz has no idea about this glyph.
Skip would write down notes in a little book and show it to. That's how he communicates for the most part, with hand gestures, facial emotions, and writing in basically a back and forth kind of book, so people can know what he wants to say.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
he would jot down notes to inform you what he found out.
Okay.
So in this case, it'll give you the information he gives you will give you advantage on your spellcaster check to disable the rune.
Okay, and that's at the D20 plus 5.
Uh, if your charisma modifier is 5, yes.
It definitely maybe yes is.
Okay,
It'll
cool.
probably confuse the crap out of you for like how this random archer knows more about magic than you, though.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I was like, +7.
He's
That's so interesting.
subclass is arcane archer, and so I got to be proficient in like Arcana or Nature, and I chose Arcana, and so he's just really good at it. I have prestidigitation. He just doesn't have a voice to speak the verbal component of it.
Dang. Yeah.
Oh, the
Oh,
irony.
snickerdoodles, y'all! Look at that.
Hey, 25 is enough. You managed to disable the rune.
How insane would it be if it wasn't? If it was more than 25, though?
Wait, but it's a nat 20. What do you mean it's more than enough?
So natural 20s are not automatic successes on skill checks in
Oh,
D&D
okay.
5e. So if your total, even with a nat 20, didn't meet or beat the DC, you still would fail on a nat 20 on a skill check.
Gotcha.
Nat 20s only apply to saving throws and attack rolls. Although in the one D&D playtest, they made it to where critical successes apply to all players, but not the dungeon master.
That seems weird for a balance concept.
Uh-huh. So the dungeon master can never critically succeed, but the players can critical succeed or critical fail. And the dungeon master can critically fail. So like there's basically no way to have uh that really nail biting, oh, is he gonna crit me kind of scenario
Oh.
in 1D&D, whereas in 5th anyway, we're on a tangent. You guys managed to disable the glyph. There isn't a door so much as just an archway leading into the building. Um, let's see. Yes, the doorway is for people. Your other animals, your fuzzballs can join you, but unfortunately the giant boar is too giant. Very.
What a campaign to be a mounted combatant.
To be fair, once you get to the spire, it is large enough because there were other things going on here, but these trials were meant for the Netherese people, so they were built with humanoid proportions in mind, not dude and his giant boar friend. Um, so you guys enter into the tower, and inside is essentially just a bunch of empty floors and stairs leading up. It doesn't appear that there was anything in here before. It doesn't appear as though anybody did anything in here. It doesn't look like it was looted or anything. It literally looks like it was built to be empty. And this continues all the way up to the top floor, where on the top floor, a huge anvil chiseled with vivid blue runes rests in the center of a 30-foot diameter, 30-foot high circular chamber. Resting atop is a hammer adorned with matching runes. 6 armored figures stand guard around the anvil. At the rear of the chamber, the frozen corpse of a wizard lies in a pile of rubble. Blue flames flicker from braziers spaced around the room, illuminating a carved inscription on the ceiling. Oh, hello there. That is what the guards look like.
Oh, they're pretty.
They're blue.
They're only slightly more bluish than Skip is, really.
Yep. Um,
Wait, so they're constructs.
Probably. I mean, if they were legitimate people, they'd probably be joining that corpse over there.
True. Yeah, how did he survive for all these years?
Oh my god. He's a demon.
Unless he was petrified along with being invisible and you dispelled all magic.
Yeah. So the invisibility was a little bit higher than what you got, but the other spell you dispelled was significantly higher than what you got. So if you had, by the way, you were one under dispelling the invisibility when you rolled that last check for 14.
Hmm.
Um, the other spell he was under was a 7th tier spell.
Oh.
So when you dispelled magic using a 7th tier dispel magic, you dispelled all of it.
Well, that's good.
And if he was,
He
yeah.
doesn't know that he was under other spells, which is why he was so confused when you guys were talking when you were like, it's just better if you show, and then he comes out and he's like, oh, this, okay. um Actually, now that I think about it,
If Lysander dispelled magic, would he be able to tell what kind of magic was dispelled?
no, unfortunately. um with that said, what's everybody's intelligence scores and wisdom scores?
Just raw scores?
Yeah.
14 for both for Skiff.
Okay. Nice.
10 intelligence, 18 wisdom.
Damn.
Oh, all right.
Zan is a monk. What'd you expect?
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason why Lysander Sawyer headed 10 and 10.
I see. I see. um let's see. Okay, I actually need to read something real quick.
Wait, is Skip the smartest person in the group?
You're the smartest, but the wisest is Zan, so
Oh, he already figured that for a long
yes.
time ago.
You've got book smarts, Zan has street smarts.
Well, it's not that he has no street smarts.
Yeah.
He's just not as insightful.
Wait,
All that all that meditating.
there's no way. Is that? Oh, interesting.
So are you basing it off our actual scores, or do you need to roll something, or
No. It's based off of your scores, but um
is only Zan going to qualify for anything?
Zan is the only one because your intelligence isn't high enough,
Oof.
but Zan's wisdom is.
So Zan just kind of figures it out.
Kind of, All right. Give me just a second.
Meant like intellectually, yeah. I don't know if the requirement is like 16, 18, whatever, but it's like, what does Zan just like meditate on the answer, or like what would Zan's method to be to try to figure something tough out? I guess we'll not know because I guess we can only muse because it's another private chat.
Oh my god. I found honey dice.
There's all kinds of dice. Don't go down that rabbit hole. You'll never come out.
But it's honey.
There are tons of dice with tons of cool looking different looking effects on them, in them, through them, with the numbers versus the actual look of the dice. There are so many you can't even imagine.
What?
It's the whole entire room is only figured out by Zan. They're having a private chat to have him explain to Zan only what is going on with basic
Oh,
because
that's where they went. I was like, why the hell did
yeah.
they leave? Oh my goodness. I'm so stupid.
Yeah, Zan's the only one who could figure out what the runes even meant anywhere. On the guards, on the anvil for the hammer, on the walls. It's just Zan is the one who just happened to figure it out, and we're all just stumped. Because we'd rather not, because this obviously the vaguely smart thing to do is to not touch anything, especially in this weird alienness of a town
Don't tell
that stumbled
Lysander not
upon.
to touch anything.
Skiff wouldn't tell him anything.
That's like the worst. Well, dude, you don't. There's got to be like a sign language, right?
Nothing that would be taught to Lysander this short period of time. Agony would probably know it because Agony and Skiff were kind of like ex co-workers. They used to be on the same pirate ship, but a while like years back. This campaign is when they reconnected. But Agony converted, and Skiff isn't heavily religious anymore, but he still carries around a holy symbol. He has a steel mirror, and on the back of it is the symbol of the Raven Queen. Because he was the lookout on the ship, and he used that mirror to give like flashes of like Morse code or like different kind of signals and stuff instead of actually talking. Because I don't think I'm not sure if Lysander actually would notice. I know what I said, and I think to myself, don't need to laugh about it. I don't think he would notice whether or not Skiff's skin was heavily different colored, since you can't really see much of his face in the first place. It's mostly in shadow, inside of a hood.
Eventually, he
But
might
it's
see.
it's pretty tealish green skin of a sea elf. I'm aware that, as I said, you don't need to laugh about it. And I didn't make your naming convention.
It's like, wait, what was the other day you you said?
It doesn't matter.
No, the other day,
It doesn't matter.
wear a gown to
It,
a ball.
it, I have no idea what you're referring to, but I don't know.
Because like we were having a conversation.
It doesn't matter what our conversations, because I still recall, apparently, unlike you, that were being recorded.
It's like
Oh,
the tiniest
information.
things.
Nice.
Oh wow, I'm so offended right now. So
Meow.
Naming conventions are irrelevant right now. Zan probably
Stop
meditated on the
offending
answer.
people again. Stop
I'm
offending
not bullying
people.
anyone.
So on your way up the tower, um, Zerathorn Fawn was like, "Hey, could I ask Zan about something in private real quick?" Um, on your way up the tower, and then when you guys head up and discover all that stuff, about a minute or two later, they come back up.
Skiff wouldn't trusted him, but I assume that he talked in a language in the initial language that only Zan can understand, along with the orb, right?
Yep.
Okay. It's one of those things where it's like, hey, I know I just met you guys, but I want to take one of you aside right now. And it's like, Skiff is too prone to paranoia in that sense to let that happen, or he would stay with an earshot even if he couldn't understand it.
That's fair. It sounded like an awkward conversation, but because you don't understand the language, you have no idea what they were talking about.
That does not make him less worried.
I mean, you could ask Professor Orb, but
Can Professor Orb even see?
if Zan has Professor Orb out, he could see.
Okay, yeah, like, can you see outside of the orb? Like the orb is kind of like a 360 eye kind of thing?
Essentially, yeah.
Oh, okay. Like, if he can't talk, can just an orb? I thought all of communication was like a verbal or something.
I mean, it essentially is, but Professor Orb can see and speak. He just can't interact with anything.
Oh my god, it must have been hell before we found him then.
I know, right? Buried in the snow, no one to talk to, a ghost attempting to possess and or kill anything that comes near him. Yeah, I'd say so. But anyway. All right, so you guys get up to the top, yada yada. That's how that happens. Where were we? There it is. Um, oh, okay. So that's why there's a body in the corner. Perfect. Um,
Oh, the wizard?
uh, it
Or magical?
appears it appears a ruined spell book, a broken wand, what appears to be a snapped staff. His robes are absolutely ruined with both holes and blood, and he has several limbs facing in directions they really shouldn't.
Oof.
It's ruined. Can I?
Can we fix it?
Mending would repair the pages and the book, but not return the text that has been removed.
Oh.
Is there literally anything left that's salvageable from it?
Um, well, I mean, it's a very nice book if you happen to have mending, but otherwise, not particularly.
Okay, if Skiff would receive the book, he'd thumb through it a little bit because Agony had good intentions, obviously. But it's like Skiff would shake his head a little dejected and then just like toss it back at the corpse.
Wait, do we want a nice book?
If anything, Skiff would only ever use it for another book to just write his messages in, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
But we come to the room full of runes. Does the conversation that Zan had come into play at all?
Professor Orb can read the runes on the ceiling. They are written in Draconic.
Ah,
Oh, wait. Can I read them?
you
Do you have
should.
Draconic?
Yes.
Then yes, you can. Um, so there's the anvil, the hammer, the 6 guards, and then the inscription on the ceiling reads as follows. First shield thy heart with a wand from the nether oak. That wand might be made of nether oak, but through a little bit of exploring, uh, Liz knows that there happens to be a nether oak. Uh, what is it called? I'd say green room, but there's really no dome over it. But basically over here.
A greenery?
Well, it's not green anymore, but yes. Yeah, it's not like a greenhouse or a green room. It's just,
Mm,
it was an open field kind of thing, but it has trees. They might be the nether oak it's talking about. But otherwise, there's an anvil with a hammer on top of it covered in runes, and the 6 guards, and the corpse, and a hole in the floor.
So do we need to make a wand out of that wood?
I'm assuming Skiff wrote that down just so you guys wouldn't have to come back here.
Or at least like transcribe the runes or the wording that was seen. People read from it. Yeah.
That's fair.
I
Alrighty
mean,
then.
we could try using the wand.
Does anybody have mending?
I don't know. Do we have mending?
Even if Skiff had it, he couldn't use it. The spell.
Let's mend the wand.
You have
Okay.
mending.
Yes.
Alright, cool. After your lengthy incantation of mending, because if I'm not mistaken, it has a casting time of like a minute or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, not the most versatile spell. You fix up his wand. You don't know what it's made of, but it looks like some sort of fancy oak wood. So maybe?
Can I use identify now?
Yeah, absolutely. To be fair,
Finally.
you could have
Yay.
used identify on it beforehand.
Oh, I could. Well, I
Yeah,
don't use a spell slot for it, so it's fine.
that's fair. So is it indeed? Yes. Yes, it is.
Ah.
It is in fact nether oak. Um, as for Professor Orb, um, he would know that it is a wand and that they generally cultivated their own special kind of magical wood for wand creation. but he wouldn't be able to tell you specifically what it looks like because a lot of those types of plants have been long extinct. Zorophon is curious. Did you want to try and use the anvil, or are we moving on to the next one? Because those guys don't look like they're going to be very friendly if we attempt to use that anvil.
Well,
Skip, we want to confirm that we did what we needed to do for this tower in the first place, and we didn't just half do it.
Well, as far as I'm aware, the only thing we needed was the inscription on the ceiling.
Okay, because there are glyphs elsewhere, and if Skip wasn't made aware what any of them meant, he wasn't sure if we were done or not.
That's fair. No, as far as I know, we just needed the first step of the rite, which is what I'm assuming you wrote down there.
the one?
And then I guess we would need the wand, but it looks like you mended that one, so I guess we have the wand too. So first step complete. So there are two towers equidistant from where you currently are. Tower labeled 26 and tower labeled 7. And then depending on how that goes, I think we will probably call the session after that. All right, cool beans. This tower is engraved with interlocking circles of stone. Yellow light spills from its topmost window, and the faint sound of brooms brushing on stonework drifts through the broken doors. No, there does not. Alrighty then. So when you walk in, you can see a bunch of brooms moving as if by themselves. They continually sweep the floors. They don't interact with you. If you attempt to move them yourself, they attempt to evade your grasp and just go back to sweeping. Once again, this tower, much like the other one, has a bunch of floors full of nothing, and then suddenly the top floor has stuff. In this case, glowing orbs are set into the wall of this 30-foot diameter circular chamber. 4 giant hands made of shimmering force hover in the center of the room, guarding a tiny ornamental tower perched on a pedestal. Roll initiative.
Oh, snickerdoodles.
And then, yes, this will definitely be the point where we call the session once this is over. Meanwhile, I have to set this up, so give me just a moment.
It is very rare that Agony goes first.
Agony will be going second. Yes.
So dexterous. That that was kind of my point. Yes.
Once again, you don't have access to your boar in this tower because surprise, surprise, um, it's human-sized door. Um, yeah. Okay. This one, God, this room is actually kind of difficult to deal with just because it's a 30-foot diameter room. So, yeah. Um, so this is gonna look weird, but I have to do it this way just because of how the room is. Yeah. And then and now I can do that. So what you're looking at, the black circle is the spiral staircase in the tower. The by the way, your friend is on the floor below. Because he's yeah, no, he he's a servant, not a fighter. Um so the black circle is the spiral staircase leading below, and the blue uh octagon is your fighting space, essentially. So they will go first, and
Are we in line of sight of them?
your elk is.
It is pretty big.
Yeah, the actually that one's the badger. Yeah. So badger elk is within line of sight, and two of the hands immediately clap it.
Wait, are these like weird disembodied hands like from Zelda games?
Kind of. You may recognize them as Bigby's hand,
Oh no.
except these are the living spells of Bigby's hand. So these are living creatures, but also spells.
Neither of these were actually really experimental with the parts of magic they could manipulate.
Uh-huh. So they're gonna attempt to attack the badger. Oh god, that poor thing. Yeah, that definitely hits. Um Uh, it might. We'll see.
It is just a badger.
27 damage.
Oh, easily, right?
I wish I had a little smoke cloud thing that I could put in its place. So the first hand, this one. You know what? I'm gonna do this.
Would it move over at all, or is that within its attack range, so it doesn't even care about moving at all?
It was in its attack range, so it didn't care
Oh,
about
okay, they're just
moving.
that big. Okay.
Yeah. So you guys can see the dots I labeled them with, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, uh, the red one is the one that did that. Um, none
Yep.
of you guys are currently in the line of sight until you enter this space or the rest of the room. So the other ones can't see to attack. So up next would be Agony. Fair. Oh yeah, and then I forgot there's a that's the pedestal that they are surrounding. All right. So you want the border charge? Okay. So uh no. 13 does not hit. Also, are you or the boar attacking red, blue, or red? Fair enough. Okay. 17 does not hit. Just the crit. So that's 6, so 12 plus 2, so that's 14. And then 7 times 2 is 14, so 28 damage. Hold on. All right, what were you saying? Oh, so it gets advantage on an attack against a foe. Well, that only rolled 1. Oh, there it is. So it rolled a 7 or a 7. Hmm. Unfortunately, that doesn't hit. Based on its bonus, it has to get really, really high. All right. Anything else? Yeah, you can move through larger creature spaces, but you can't stop on them. Yeah, I think. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. That's 25 feet of movement. What's your movement? Oh, yeah. All right. Fair enough. So up next would be Skiff.
And to be able to shoot any of them, I'd have to happen to get in their line of sight too, huh?
Yep.
Would that get any of them in my line of sight now?
I'd say you could barely see this one. Like you could see that small corner of it right there. Get like a pinky in your range.
Can I see all of them now?
You could see all of them at that point, yes.
Okay, I want to shoot for the green one.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'll shoot with advantage. 21 and 24.
Both of those hit.
Bursting. It wouldn't knock anything. It's just the type of damage.
Yeah, it does. It does lots of damage. So that's 30, isn't it?
30. Let me see. Force.
9.
Yeah, nine force damage to all three of them at least. Green isn't quite close enough to red to have that qualify as well.
Yeah.
Then 28. Yeah, 5 for force. And then I have one more attack. I'll attack the orange one.
Mm-hmm.
20.
20 flat does hit.
19.
Hey, that's pretty good.
End turn.
End turn. All right. I believe that puts it to Zan. Nope. It puts it to
Nope,
Liz.
I'm last this time.
Yep.
Ah, hello. So, do we have to move to see them?
Yes. You
At
need to
least
be
where I am.
standing where Skiff is in order to see them.
Mm.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, if you stand here, you could basically see the pinky finger of this one.
The pinky finger.
But you'd still be able to see it enough for a spell. That's the point.
Yep.
Which square?
If you stand here.
Oh, right there. Okay. For the red one?
Yep.
Okay, cool
Do you
beans.
have Spell Sniper?
Do I have what?
Do you have Spell Sniper?
No.
I don't think you do.
Oh, I could have just levitated. Dang it.
So you're currently looking at 3/4 cover.
You can technically go here with the rest of your movement, like right below agony. You'd be able to see all of them. Yeah.
Can I just levitate instead? That'd be easier.
Well, you have to keep in mind you have to burn the slots to be able to do anything with the bonus action.
The what?
Quicken spell, because levitate's going to be your action.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah, you could do it if you want.
Or am I able to see the red one though? Because like if
As you
You
said,
can, but it has 3/4 cover, so if you use a spell that requires an attack, it has +5 to its AC and gets a +5 to its dex bonus on saving throws.
quick question. They're made of magic, right?
As far as you are aware, yes.
Okay, so like this is gonna sound real stupid, but like can I just like
Dispel
dispel
them?
magic? Yeah.
You can attempt to.
Okay. Let's try it.
what spell slot are you going to use for it then? If these they seem pretty powerful.
A 5th spell slot.
Okay.
Let's see.
Unfortunately,
Oh shit.
your dispel magic doesn't work.
Oh, it
She
doesn't.
can't. She can't just roll if it's higher. That means. or just flats out and nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
That sucks.
Like, you cast the spell, but the spell did nothing. It's almost as if these aren't considered spells anymore.
Oh,
Which, by
that's
the way, I
pretty
believe
sad.
that. God, that's terrifying.
And there's
Could you
3
imagine?
of them.
Yeah, there were 4,
Is
and
that
could you
it?
imagine being that dude right there?
I'd rather not.
Probably a good thing.
So if you didn't levitate and you tried using that spell instead on the red one, were you gonna did you want to try quickening a spell, or did you want something else with your bonus action?
Um, yeah, I mean, since I already used the dispel magic, I guess that was technically the action, I guess.
That was your action.
Yeah, so then I'd
If you
probably
wanted
use.
to, you could quicken spell a different spell.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. How many sorcery points is quicken spell? I
2.
Two.
forget. 2? Okay.
Oh, are you familiar with the new rules for resources like sorcery points?
But there's new rules?
So technically it's not for sorcery points alone. Um, when it comes to any resource, for any class, character, race, whatever, if you would normally gain it back on a short or long rest, it is now long rest only, but it's multiplied by your proficiency bonus. So, as an example, what level
Oh yeah,
sorcerer
I
are you?
know. Yeah, I know about that.
Okay. So, yeah,
Yeah.
really though.
But
I
that's
never
on
go through my
yeah,
key.
but Keith it says warding short or long. Sorcery points specifically say long.
Does it?
I'm gonna do chaos bolt.
Hmm.
Just
Ooh, I
because
like
it's
Chaos
fun.
Bolt.
They get what kind of bonus to AC?
They get +5 to AC and
Oh,
deck saves,
oh God.
or at least the one she's targeting does because it's got 3/4 cover.
Well, it's gonna die. JK, I don't want to be so conceited because the last time I did that, I was wrong. So
Better crit.
Let's see.
wait a minute.
So
25 to hit. Damn.
25 to hit. Nice.
It didn't. Oh, that's why. Because I rolled 2 thingies. That's why. Okay.
Let's see. You hurl an undulating, warbling mass of chaotic energy at one creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack, which you did, and you hit. On hit, the target takes 2d8 plus 1d6, which it did. Choose one of the d8s. The number rolled on that die determines the attack's damage type, as shown.
So what? Cold or thunder?
So, cold. If you roll the same number on both d8s, the chaotic energy leaps from the target to a different creature of your choice within 30 feet. Make a new attack roll against the target. I like how it doesn't require you to have line of sight to the next creature.
Nope. But because it has a 2 and an 8 for her 2d8, it could be cold or thunder for this attack.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh yeah. Okay.
Which did you want it to
When
be?
you cast this at higher levels, using a slot of second level or higher, each target takes an extra d6. So that's what the 2 1s up there are.
What 2 ones? Where do you see 2 ones?
2 higher level cast. Above the
Oh
12.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, it didn't do it right. It only rolled 1 because it's 1 times 1d6.
That's
So roll
annoying
1.
dumbass.
Yeah, roll. What level did you cast it at?
2.
At second level? Oh, so it did
Mm-hmm.
only need 1. So it did 4. It did 4 damage. Right? Did I read that right? If you roll the same number on the d8s, Yeah, okay, so the D8s aren't. No, it is damage.
Well, the 2d8 is it did two damage. So it did 2d8, the 2 plus and the 8, and then the parentheses is at 2 for the 1d6. So
Okay.
12 damage total.
I know, but
So
then you get an extra.
14 because
But
of the
yeah.
extra D6.
So did you want to do
Okay,
cold
so
or thunder?
Oh, cold. Actually, wait. Let me read something real quick. Actually, Saws, you might be better at this because you got that big brain.
Skip would be able to tell you mid combat.
No, you, not
I know,
Skip.
but
I think she's getting.
that's using player knowledge for character though.
No, for my own character, silly. Um, there's a thing where if I do cold damage, it does something. I forget what it is though.
Your draconic ancestry.
Here we go. I can add something. My charisma modifier to the damage, so I could do 5.
19 damage instead of 14
Yeah.
because you're doing cold damage, which is part of your ancestry.
Yeah, so if I spend 1 sorcery point, I can make it 19 damage. There we go.
Do you want to do that?
Yes.
19 it is. It's not dead yet, but Jesus, you guys are starting to make it regret. I'd say life decisions, but it doesn't really, because it doesn't have the intelligence to understand. So, Zan.
Okay.
Five,
I just
10,
don't want to be in the
15,
middle. That's the
20,
only problem with it.
25. You can stand in the middle. Yep.
Did you want to
So
hit
I guess I'm
anything?
still I'm still in your aura in this location.
10.
10 feet, yeah.
Okay.
What does your aura do? Oh, okay.
And
You also
and
get
plus saving
bonus.
throws.
Yeah, I was about to say you give your charisma bonus and as an additive to saving throws to anybody in the aura. I
For
mean,
you,
that's
yeah.
fair, but it's still a relevant ability sometimes. Yeah.
So that's to the red one.
Yeah, that hits. And it's gone. It's gone. It's all gone.
Huzzah.
God, the long sword of wounding. The wounding part didn't even come into play on that one.
Yeah, I know that one is lower because Skiff hit it, but it's like I think I'm probably. The main thing is I can make this one stunning. So if I use a key point on this one to try and make this one stunning, that we can try and stun this guy if this guy's got more health.
So you're gonna make it as blue as the spell.
Try to.
Fair enough. So saving throw for the stunning
Yes.
failed. Stunning or saving throw for the wounding also failed. So it will take an additional D4 on its turn. On its turn.
Yeah. But at least roll it ahead of time.
And then it is now.
So that's got a bonus.
There we go. Stunned. All right.
This time I have so much key. I always should flurry, so I'm gonna flurry. Eh, Oh yeah. So get advantage, and I'm gonna make it stinky too.
Oh no. Both of those hit, so your
It was a
29
disadvantage.
definitely hits. Yeah. And your stank? Or did it? Okay. So 18 in total. It's not dead yet, but
I still got one more.
yeah. I was gonna say you got one more hit with advantage. 17
hit?
does not hit.
I'm out. I'm out. I can't do anything else then.
All right. Their turn. That one is stunned, so it can't do anything. So Orange is gonna attempt to hit Zan. Ooh, 19 to hit.
Yes.
Alrighty then. So that is going to be 29 damage. 29 force damage to Agony. All right, fair enough. That's it for them. I believe that puts it to Agony again. Because Agony's actually top of the order this time. All right. 19 does not, but 22 does. Yeah, they do. You know what? That's probably a good idea. Oh, hey, that's significantly better. 15 damage. It's not quite dead yet. So that was 2 attacks. So are we gonna do anything else? Yep. A 9 doesn't hit, but it's better than a nat 1, so. Uh-huh. And then are you gonna have your boar attack the stunned one or the unstunned one? Okay, roll with advantage. 20 hits for 7 damage. Yep, and there's only one left, and I believe it's Skiff's turn, unless you have something else. That's fair. All right, Skiff, what you got?
What's the center of blue square again?
A pedestal that they were guarding. It has a
Okay.
tiny tower on top.
Skip would move over to there to here, and he would try shooting the hand some more.
Sounds good. Pew pew.
18 and 22.
18 does not, 22 does.
And 10 definitely doesn't.
I mean, you don't have to fire the last one. The damage from your
19? Okay.
Yeah. The damage from your first arrow would have been enough. Technically, your second arrow would have been enough to kill it.
Okay. He'd if he sees the last one's dead, he'd scurry around to try to retrieve the arrows again.
How many was that this time?
I think
Because
like
you didn't
4.
fire that last arrow. 4? All right. Let's
Sorry,
see how many.
5 actually. 3 to yeah. Missed one just now, then hit with the second one, but it hits 3 times with the top one for the
Yeah.
yeah.
Unfortunately, you were only able to retrieve 3.
Better than 0. I have less than 30 left.
Yep. All right, so the living Big B's hands are defeated. Uh, let's see. There is nothing written on the ceiling. There's a tower. Not as far as you can tell. Upon touching it, where's my draw tool? Uh, that looks gold. A glowing archway appears there. A glowing golden light in the shape of an 8-foot tall, 4-foot wide uh, doorway opens up. Not immediately. It lasts for about a minute before it disappears. Okay. Anybody else?
Lysander would probably follow.
Same. Yeah, he'd follow people through, but he'd have them go first.
So, first of all, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. What? Can I not pick this up? Oh, okay, there we go. Delete. However, unfortunately, due to how late it is and how early I have to go in tomorrow, um, after you guys walk through the doorway, I'm gonna have to call the session. So we will pick up next time with you guys entering through the golden glowing archway.